Hi there, my name is Kevin Todd, and today we're going to be looking at the vocal harmonies to Best of My Love by the Eagles. My first Eagles analysis in quite a while. This is an absolutely beautiful song that a lot of you have requested, so I'm really excited to be sharing it with you today. So let's get into it. And just before we get started, if you do like this video, please drop it a like and consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome music, singing, one-man band, and vocal harmony analysis stuff. So if you'd like to skip my introduction, just go to this timestamp. If you want to skip my pre-song Pep Talk, go to this timestamp. Also, if my voice sounds pretty quiet or weird in this video, I have the flu, so I'm sorry in advance. Best of My Love was the final track off of the Eagles' 1974 album On the Border. Written by Don Henley, Glenn Frey, and J.D. Souther, this song kind of represents a bit of a turning point for the band. It was the final single released with the original foursome lineup of Glenn Frey, Don Henley, Bernie Leadon, and Randy Meisner. It was one of their final two songs produced by Glyn Johns, the producer for their first two albums, and it was the Eagles' first single to reach #1 on the Billboard's Hot 100 charts in March of 1975. Funny enough, this song was never really intended to be a single off of this album. They already had Already Gone and James Dean as the two singles, but thanks to the massive airplay that this received in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which I'm just finding out is a real place. Pardon my ignorance, I am from Canada. The Eagles' record label, Asylum Records, decided to release this song as a single in November of 1974. And the rest is history, except for one thing. Asylum Records decided to release the single with the third verse entirely removed to make it more radio friendly, without getting the permission from the band or their manager, Irving Azoff. In response, once the song reached 1 million copies sold and was gold certified, Irving Azoff decided to send Asylum Records a gold record with a giant pie slice cut out of it, something he called the Golden Hacksaw Award. Pettiness, I love it. Let's now look at some things to think about when recording or performing Best of My Love in the style of the Eagles. As always, the 0th tip is I am not Don Henley or Glenn Frey or J.D. Souther. I do not have access to the original sheet music or isolated tracks of this song. I learned these songs entirely by ear, and while it will be really close to the original, I cannot guarantee perfection. Now the actual tips. Tip number 1, you are either going to need 4 voices or 7 voices to perform this song. 1 lead vocal and either 3 or 6 backing harmonies. The reason for this is specifically for the outro. On the original recording of the song, there is a bit of a call and response harmony battle in the outro of the song. The Eagles get around this when they perform live by just singing one harmony part and then the other harmony part. That's how they're able to perform this with only 4 singers live. Side note, I know what you're thinking. Don Felder did not sing harmonies when they performed this song live. It was just Meisner, Frey, Henley, and Walsh. Felder just played slide guitar. So try some different things out, see what you like best. If it were up to me, I would just do 4 voices if I'm performing it live, and as many as I want if I am recording it, which I did. Tip number 2, watch out for vocal harmony parts that do not exactly line up with the chord that's being played. There are some parts in the song where the guitar chord that's being played would imply or suggest a specific note to be sung by the vocal harmonies, similar to that in a Crosby, Stills and Nash song. However, in these parts, the vocal harmonies will do something pretty weird in isolation, but completely appropriate in context. Let me show you an example. Alrighty. It's been a while since we've had this guy here, eh? Only one camera, live with it. So in the second half of the second and third verses of the song, the chords are E minor and D minor, and they go between them twice. With those chords, you would expect one of the middle harmonies to be on E and D. But in the song, that middle harmony part sung by Glenn Frey is doing D and C. A little bit weird in isolation, but when you add in the backing harmonies and the lead vocals, it makes perfect sense to turn this E minor and D minor into an E minor 7 and a D minor 7. That same old crowd was like a cold dark cloud. Again, I have the flu. I am sorry. So when those parts do come up in the song, make sure that you're singing them with some confidence. Not necessarily louder, but make sure that you are absolutely sure of yourself when you're singing those notes. It's tough to sing with some dissonance, and the more confident you are in those parts, the better. Tip number 3, relax. This is a very relaxing song, albeit a pretty sad song. The vocal harmonies are super smooth. Even the lead vocal is perfectly in control, even when he's giving it a little bit of grit and a little bit of gas. This is not a song for you to show off your individuality. This is a song that really benefits from 4 or 7 voices singing perfectly together in harmony, making one voice together with one message for one beautiful song. Make sure that that is what's on your mind when you're performing this song. Chill out. I would say take it easy, but we've already done that song. Link down below. Relax and have fun with this song. So that's all the tips that I had. Let's now get into the actual harmony breakdown of this song. What's going to happen is I'm going to play each unique section of the song with all voices, then follow that up with each individual voice isolated. So thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you did like this video, please do drop it a like and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Normally here I would put a shameless plug, but it's all in the description down below. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that you all had a very safe holiday season, and I hope that this new year is better than the last. Anyways, enough of me jabbering on. Let's now get into the video.
Beautiful faces, loud empty places. Look at the way that we live, wasting our time on cheap talk and wine. Left us so little to give. That same old crowd was like a cold dark cloud we could never rise above. But here in my heart, I'll give you the best of my love. Beautiful faces, loud empty places. Look at the way that we live, wasting our time on cheap talk and wine. Left us so little to give. That same old crowd was like a cold dark cloud we could never rise above. But here in my heart, I'll give you the best of my love. Beautiful faces, loud empty places. Look at the way that we live, wasting our time on cheap talk and wine. Left us so little to give. My heart, I'll give you the best of my love. Beautiful faces, loud empty places. Look at the way that we live, wasting our time on cheap talk and wine. Left us so little to give. Loud empty places. Look at the way that we live, wasting our time on cheap talk and wine. Left us so little to give. Ooh, ooh. Here in my heart, I'll beautiful faces, loud empty places. Look at the way that we live, wasting our time on cheap talk and wine. Left us so little to give. That same old crowd was like a cold dark cloud we could never rise above. But here in my heart, I'll give you the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, get the best of my love, get the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, get the best of my love, you get the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, get the best of my love, get the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, get the best of my love, you get the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, get the best of my love, get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, get the best of my love, you get the best of my love. I'm going back in time and it's a sweet dream. It was a quiet night and I would be alright if I can go on sleeping. But every morning I'm going back in time and it's a sweet dream. It was a quiet night and I would be alright if I can go on sleeping. But every morning and I would be alright if I could go on sleeping. It was a quiet night and I would be alright if I can go on sleeping. I'm going back in time and it's a sweet dream. It was a quiet night and I would be alright if I can go on sleeping. But every morning every morning I wake up and worry what's gonna happen today. You see it your way, I see it mine, but we both see it slipping away. But every morning I wake up and worry what's gonna happen today. You see it your way, I see it mine, but we both see it slipping away. What's gonna happen today? But see it slipping away. What's gonna happen today? But see it slipping away. What's gonna happen today? I'd see it slipping away. But every morning I wake up and worry what's gonna happen today. You see it your way, I see it mine, but we both see it slipping away. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, every night and day. The best of my love. 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 Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, every night and day, you get the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, oh, you get the best of my love. Say it's alright that we feel alone tonight. I will find deep inside the reason for the music in my mind. It's alright that I feel betrayed by my own device. I'm alive and I'm high on this life I'm saying.